What's up, gamers? The Red Dragon here, and we are checking out a little Medal of Honor gameplay. This, of course, being the beta. Now, the server that we were playing on actually had a lot of different YouTubers in it, so you might see a few familiar faces along the way. Now, we are playing on defense right here, and on defense on Medal of Honor on this particular map, this is my favorite spot to go to. You can just get an awesome vantage point down on your enemy, and whenever they are in this particular section, they are just really cramped in, so it's easy to pick them off. Also, from this location, I can just turn around and easily see any enemy that pops his head out from underneath the bridge. So this area is very important. This allows the enemy to gain access to a large part of the map, and also there are two different bomb sites that can spawn up to my right. So if you and one other person, or 3 people at the most, if you guys can keep this section on lockdown and keep people from coming over here, then you are giving your team a very good shot at winning and defending. So hopefully, if you guys can keep this area secure, then hopefully the rest of your team can do their job and keep the rest of the map on lockdown. So during the course of this video, I ended up doing pretty good. At one point, I do get an Apache, so you'll get to see that as well. But I also wanted to take this video to discuss some numbers that are coming in concerning the last vice presidential debate. So I told you that we've got a big election coming up in just a few short weeks in the beginning of November. And we've got the presidential election, and they are having debates. So the presidential candidates, they debate. Also, the vice presidential candidates, they debate as well. There's 2 more coming up. The President Obama and also Romney will debate this Tuesday. So another debate coming up Tuesday. And we just recently had a debate on Thursday, the vice presidential debate between Joe Biden and Paul Ryan. So I told you that on your Xbox console, they have started an election hub, so you can go get news stories and such on the election, but also you can watch these debates as they happen in real time. And also, while they are happening, they are polling the people who are watching. So you're getting real-time information as far as the polls are concerned. So Xbox, they just put out the numbers for the vice presidential debate. I'm going to go through here, tell you exactly what your fellow Xbox players are thinking about the presidential election. So first off, they said more than 800,000 individual responses were submitted to the poll questions. And so actually that is a lot of data. Almost 1 million respondents came in. Now, whenever you look at a scientific poll or you look at scientific data, a lot of times that you might see on a mainstream media site like CNN or Fox or MSNBC or something like that, a lot of times their polling data comes from places who have polled people like 1,300 people. So whenever you go from 1,300 people to opening it up and getting almost 800,000 responses, that is a large amount of data that you are gathering. But I do want to stress before I give you these numbers that this is not scientific. This is simply just the overall view of the Xbox players who own an Xbox and who are watching the debates and who are participating. Now, whenever you have real scientific studies, they will ask the respondents before they even start, hey, are you a Republican, or are you a Democrat, or are you an independent, or what are you? And they'll get some information, and they'll make sure that however many people they have answering, they have a good ratio that represents the actual number of people in the real world. So, like for instance, say the state of Florida, and I have no idea, I'm just making this up, say they have 40% of Democrats and they have 40% of Republicans, and then they'll want to make sure that they have those same amount of people in their polling data. So now that you understand how polling works, keep in mind that this is just an overall compilation of the number of people watching on Xbox. So these are just Xbox users. So here we go. The question was posed, who won the debate between Joe Biden and Paul Ryan? They asked Xbox swing voters, and overwhelmingly, Xbox swing voters said Biden won the debate. Now, by swing voters, I mean people who have voted in the past on different parties. So one election they might vote Republican, one election they might vote Democrat. So then the undecideds were asked. And of course, the undecided voters are the big group that everybody's trying to get, because, you know, if you're solidly for Obama, then you're not probably going to go out and switch your vote to Romney, and vice versa. But the undecideds are the real key here to this election. So they asked undecideds who won the debate between Biden and Paul Ryan. 44% of undecided voters declared Biden the winner, with 23% choosing Ryan. Also, the question was asked, who do you feel is more truthful? 72% said Biden was telling the truth. And then also the question was posed, do you consider a person's religion when deciding who to choose as a candidate? 70% of the voters say that they do not consider a candidate's religion when selecting a candidate. So once again, those are your numbers for just overall Xbox users. And of course, like I said, it's not entirely scientific. I'm sure you've got some people who are probably just pressing A to get the poll off their screen while they're watching the debate. Also, you've got people who don't have a clue as to what's going on or who don't plan on voting also participating in the polling. So, you know, just kind of take it with a grain of salt. But overall, that's what the majority of people watching Xbox decided that they felt. So, did you watch the debate, and do you feel the same exact way as your Xbox peers or your Xbox, you know, fellow players? Maybe you're on a different system, but maybe you still watch the debate and you have your own opinion. Let me know below who you felt won and why. Now, if you go watch the mainstream media, of course, I have my own opinions about this. They were focusing so much on Joe Biden and the way he smiled and laughed. And I have to admit, whenever I first saw that, it was a turnoff. When I heard him interrupting and such, you know, that stuff gets on my nerves. I want to hear both people give their sides. And the smile and the laugh was kind of getting annoying, but he didn't do it throughout the whole debate. And if you watch Fox News, you would think that he just did it continuously, like he was on crack or something. I don't know. But anyway, it wasn't to the extreme that some in the media are pointing it out. But really, the main point, I believe, of what you want to pay attention for whenever you're watching a political debate is not necessarily how people are acting, but what they're saying, and listen to the words and what they mean, and then go fact check everything. Don't believe anything anybody tells you. You know, I get all these emails all the time in my email box that are very political, and they're like, they come up with all these wild claims, and it goes both sides, on both Romney and Obama. And at the end of it, it'll say, you know, this sounds unbelievable, I know, but go Google it. And they post them out there, and they put that making you believe, oh, well, this must be the truth. But really, if you go and Google it, then you'll realize that the majority of it is just completely BS. And there is so much spin and BS out there that is very hard to distinguish what is the truth and what isn't the truth. So I encourage everybody to go out there, you know, listen to what these candidates have to say on both sides, and then try to make a honest, you know, a selection based upon their words and their actions. And I think that's the most important thing you can look at. That's the only thing we can look at, is their words and their actions in the past. And so I think if everybody did that, we would be a lot more informed and make better decisions. And I think if we all did that, then we would probably realize that we need a lot more choices between just two different parties, if you ask me. So anyway, those are my thoughts on the whole debate as a whole, and I also gave you the news as far as the polling data from Xbox. Now, you can also go check out the links in the description box as well. Also, all this news and information on the front page of VGN, videogamesandnews.com. Post below, who do you think won the debate, and who do you think will win the debate coming up on Tuesday between Obama and Romney? Once again, if you want to start taking part in these polling then you can definitely just turn on your Xbox, go to the election hub, and watch these debates as they happen and participate in the polling yourself. Post below, let me know what your predictions are and also what your opinions were on the past debates as well. That does it for me, The Red Dragon. I appreciate your likes, your comments, and also your subscriptions. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.